Hey everybody, before we get started, just remind this episode brought by our patrons like Anecdote Harp, Audio Comics, Architect 10, Blacklist OG, Carlos, Qua, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Denton, Legendary Boss Hunter, Rogue Robin, Shawnee P, some guy named Bob, Sodasun 0424, Cedric23, Videogamer75, and Zach Reed. If you like what we do, want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies, and it really helps us out. Thanks for your support, everybody. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It is once again time to talk about Legend of the Five Rings role-playing by Fantasy Flight Games. That's right, yes, we're actually here, we're actually doing it. There's news. So, with the kind of the COVID thing, and then a lot of slowing down of production and news, I haven't been super, intellectually stimulated by L5R in a while. There was a lot of conversation in our community about it, but that kind of tapered down after they announced Celestial Realms, and I was like, well, okay, I need this book before I can do anything. And there hadn't been any news for a while. We'll talk more about that at the end. So there wasn't anything, to keep me going and keep me thinking about the game, and I kind of slacked off on doing Enter the Dojo after a while. I know some of those videos did actually do okay, but it was just kind of well, I don't feel it so much anymore. But now there is news, so let's talk about it really quick. And that news, as you can see from this first bit, is that at the Gen Con In-Flight report, they announced the final L5R product from Fantasy Flight Games, though Edge is ready to move on. And for those of you who are doomsaying about FFG RPGs and Edge, they already hired Sam Stewart, the old RPG director from Fantasy Flight, back to Edge Studio. So, just shuffling the hats, changing the game. You know how it be. But they did come with the news. There's going to be one more Fantasy Flight. Sorry, I do that all the time. One more Fantasy Flight publication, and then Edge is ready to move in, which is something we will talk about a little bit at the end. So they announced and have done the article for two productions, Field of Victory and Blood of the Lioness. We'll talk about Blood of the Lioness in a second. First, let's talk about Fields of Victory. So, this is the Lion Warbook, because a lot of people were there was a lot of rumors in the playtest circle in the early release that there was actually a warfare book coming out, working with the Lion. Well, here it is. They have actually been working on that. That was, as predicted, going to be the Essential Guide to Warfare in Rokugan. So, it is actually coming out. And will be the last, like I said, Fantasy Flight product for L5R RPGs. And Edge will take care of printing and all that stuff in the future. And hopefully they release PDF sooner because whatever. Anyway, Essential Guide to Victory, or Warfare. Gosh, I'm all just all over the place today, guys. Sorry. I'm recording a lot of videos. I gotta juggle a lot of plates. The first chapter, as usual, it's a 3-chapter supplement, so it'll follow the same format that all the other clan books have had. So the first chapter talks about the Lion Clan and their history. It talks about the history of Rokugan and kind of how they keep it, because the Lion Clan are students of history as far as it applies to warfare, so they have a lot of their own types of records. And it'll talk about historical battles and that kind of thing. This should also have notes about logistics, travel, and farming in Rokugan, because you need those to support warfare. So that'll be some interesting kind of fluff in there that works out, in addition to talking about Lion Clan stuff. So that should be pretty neato and cool. Very useful for people in a lot of campaigns. The second chapter will have all the other player goodies and tchotchkes. This will have rules for the Badger Minor Clan. Now, interestingly, the Badger are associated with the Crab, usually, because they're descended from the Crab. But they're also way in the north. They're kind of sandwiched between Dragon and Unicorn lands. So they're not directly associated with the Lion, but they are fierce defenders. They are one of the clans charged with watching one of the borders of Rokugan, and so on and so forth. So it kind of makes sense. They're a little bit more militaristic. They have some knowledge as weaponsmiths. They have a lot of, guardianship and military training. So it could be a decent fit. That'll include that. They've said this will include 10 new schools. So obviously that's one for each great clan, and at least one for the Badger, leaving 2 schools up for grabs. Maybe a double Lion. Maybe some other stuff. Could even have some generic. Probably not Ronin, since we just got a book full of those, but some generic schools in there as well. It will include new techniques, many new titles, as well as new weapons and personal effects. So obviously, the Lion Clan will have some... Lion Clan book will have some new exotic weapons and some new personal effects relating to warfare you can gut about. And the third chapter contains what else? It's GM advice for wartime campaigns, wartime rules, expanded mass combat rules. A lot of people have said that the initial mass combat rules are very, very generic and vague and samey, but welcome to the thing. It's the same with the dueling. And I've always said this for years, because I've followed the Fantasy Flight Star Wars line for a long time, and you can listen to an AP of it here, right on this channel. Check out our Clone Wars APs. They do that all the time with their source books. It's all that where it's just like, oh, well, yeah, okay, so in the core book we have some vague-ass rules about hyperspace travel. Well, if you buy the Smuggler book, we've got advanced tables for how long it takes to go down certain routes and additional navigation hazards and all of that. So I've always expected, much like with how Courts of Stone laid out the formal Crane Clan-style dueling rules, which almost all of Rokugan uses, which eliminates some of the rules lawyery problems with dueling. This will presumably include new options, new rules, new interfaces, and probably new techniques that make mass combat a little more detailed, a little more interesting. This will also include additional rules for massing, marching, and supplying your army. So kind of dealing with the logistics of the army on a mechanical scale and how to handle all that, which is good for both players and GMs, and will be very useful. This is an exciting book. Looks to be coming out in early 2021. A little sad on that lateness, but that's how it is with Gen Con sometimes. So, obviously, this is probably going to be a pretty good book that a lot of people are going to want, because it's going to expand on a lot of themes that people are going for. It'll just be a while before it comes out. Okay, and so the next thing, because obviously they announced a new source book. What else will they do but announce a companion adventure? Yeah, Blood of the Lioness. Mentioned it earlier. So this is a 32-page adventure, double-sided map, punchboard tokens. The rough outline of the plot is that the player characters will be called to go to the Akoda War College to settle a dispute between Unicorn and Scorpion clans over a historic battle. So there was a battle in the past where the Scorpion are claiming that they got, for their assistance on the Unicorn, they got rights to a diamond mine that the Unicorn have in their lands. So there's going to be some kind of debate back and forth, and you guys are going to have to solve historical mystery while also getting involved in some ancient and historical themes and shenanigans going on with the Lion Clan. I'm going to guess, because it's called Blood of the Lioness, it's going to involve the Matsu a little bit, even though it's at the Akoda War College. Yeah, and it even says there on the cap, it's an adventure at the Battle of Snowy Plain. And I think, let me double check the news article. Does it have options to play stuff in the past, or is that just like, okay, cache, simple, search the library, mysterious Shigenja. There'll be some extra shenanigans because it's L5R. I don't know exactly what they are, but it's got some themes and things that you'll work on, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty decent hit up on the themes that will be covered in Fields of Victory. It's going to talk about historical battles in Rokugan, how the Lion treat those battles, and kind of other clans' relationships on the verge of war kind of stuff. Not much else to say about this, but it's an interesting thing. I kind of casually read the adventure modules. I'm not super interested in buying them super deeply, because I got my own plans for stuff, but they can help people out and be really interesting to mine for ideas. And that's it on that. So, where does that leave us? Well, got some new stuff coming. I got even more stuff coming. So, supposedly, Celestial Realms and the associated adventure still have a street date of August 28th. We'll see if that actually happens. It is now August. We'll see if some previews start cropping up on FFG's website. And if they do actually start popping, if marketing is actually pulling that trigger, then yes, they probably will be coming out. Though, obviously, you're going to have to wait the 4 weeks for the PDF like everybody else. Fuck. What can you do? Hopefully Edge is a lot better about that, and if Edge ever asks me what can they do to make RPGs better, I would be like, release the PDFs in a timely fashion, please, for the love of God. Now you're just an RPG company, you don't have to worry about, organized play and deals with fucking game stores. If game stores are so petty and snooty to be like, oh, you released an RPG book on PDF form the same time you put it in a store. Hopefully we don't gotta deal with that anymore. So I would love for that to move up. But yeah, expect when that actually comes out for me to give you my own reviews and thoughts, and it'll be super important to me because I'm working on a campaign idea which is roughly Phoenix themed and also definitely slightly more spiritual themed. So I'm very interested in the source book and what's in it and how it works. However, that's not the end of RPG news. There's no, as far as I know, formal article or whatever, because I believe Edge's site is still temporary. But in interviews and on stream, Sam Stewart, Edge RPG manager, did actually say they are already working on sketching out their first L5R book. That'll be the first thing to hit shelves from them. Hopefully about the same time as Fields of Victory, it sounds like. Some back and forth. Which is Writ of the Wilds, which will be the dragon-themed book, and will involve the Dragonfly Miner clan. So, yeah, Writ of the Wilds coming out Dragon Clan, Dragonfly Clan, doing all that stuff. Oops, my microphone. Sorry if I seem like I lost my train of thought there, because I did. I had to go do something, then pause the recording, and came back. So, excuse me. Oh, very burpy. Sorry. Damn, where was I? Okay, got it. Celestial Realms should be coming out this month, supposedly. PDF to be after sometime, we hope. Blood of the Lioness and Writ of the Wilds are supposed to come out in early 21. Again, hopefully that all sticks. There'll be some more news. I think they did get pushed back, but the Aconite books are also still coming out. So, Curse of Honor will be published on October. I'm not really that interested in that one. And, can you give me the... Okay, here we go. Poison River. That one I'm interested in. Poison River will be released on December 1st. Oh, it's marks the first Doji Shin mystery. That's cool. And then, they announced one more. What's it called? Oh, it's not on here. Well, hopefully it's still going. But supposedly they got Marie Brennan in to do Parade of 100 Demons, which is like Dragon and Phoenix. I'm super excited about that. No idea when that's coming out, but, novels and novellas are still functioning. The Crab novella is about to come out, too. It should come out about the same time as all this stuff. I guess I'll pick it up. But, there's still some life left in this franchise yet, and we'll continue to bring you more news. Like I said, when the book comes out in PDF, be sure to stay tuned to this channel so you can actually get my review on it. Alright, well, there's no reason to harp on too much longer. I've already wasted enough of your time with the news. So's, if you're watching this video on YouTube, be sure to give it a like if you like it. If you have any comments, you can leave them in the comment section down below, or you can hit us up on our Discord. That link is in the description page. And also, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, so you can always get our latest videos, get some L5R stuff, get some other Fantasy Flight stuff, get our actual plays, get our other stuff. There will be Legend of the Five Rings actual plays someday. And even if you're already subscribed, consider that bell for notifications so you always know when we post a new video, because sometimes they can be a little chaotic. And lastly, like it's at the front of the show, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early on, some other goodies, and it really helps us out. Okay, everybody, that's the show. I'll see you later for some Celestial Realm stuff. Goodbye.